It's that time again. I don't know what it is about my coverage of the WNBA dump that people find so appealing. I don't know if it's because I'm one of the only people that provides consistent trash coverage. Vast majority of sports programs on television and YouTube, they completely ignore the WNBA for obvious reasons. Even on ESPN, the supposed home of the dump divers, the woke U campus that provides free dorms to all woke welfare recipients. Even ESPN largely ignores the WNBA. I don't know what it is that makes my coverage of the WNBA so interesting, so appealing. My videos on the dump divers are oftentimes my best performing videos. With that being the case, your wish is my command. As promised last week, I'm going to update you guys on ratings and attendance for the Dump Olympics, known to the mainstream media as the WNBA Playoffs. If you're a defender of woke welfare, if you're one of the handful of fans of charity basketball, I got some bad news for you. But if you enjoy watching a group of America-hating men fall flat on their ass, this is the video for you. In any sports league, I don't care which one you're talking about. Take your pick. Major League Baseball, the NBA, professional cornhole or bowling, the NHL. For any sports league, the postseason is the most important time of year. You should expect sellouts for every game. You should expect 10, 15, 20% bump in television ratings at a minimum. We covered NBA ratings throughout the regular season. They were god-awful. But by the time April rolled around, the NBA was surging. That Nets-Celtics series in the first round, they were hitting between 5 and 7 million viewers. The absolute worst case scenario for any league is half-empty arenas and declining ratings in the playoffs. Most of last week, all I heard from the mainstream media regarding the WNBA was the supposed success of their regular season. Ratings are up 19%. Holy shit! Barbara Butch and Bikini Bob are finally watching this league. The dump was trending on Twitter in the man-hating women who really want to be men category. ESPN claimed the average trash collection event was viewed by 372,000 people. Now, I find that hard to believe considering ratings for damn near every game on ABC were unavailable to the public. There were several of what the media calls basketball games broadcast on ESPN that struggled to draw 200,000 viewers. But that's fine. That's fine. All I can do is go on the 372,000 that I was given, even though I think that's an inflated number. If the number is actually inflated, ESPN did not do the dump any favors. Let's start with Wednesday night, the first night of the Special Olympics. In celebration of this historic event, ESPN created a special pregame show. Coming to you live from the dump, we will introduce you to these unique athletes. We will share heartfelt stories of these woke welfare recipients. Natasha Cloud goes in depth, sharing when her birthing person taught her how to shave her mustache. Sue Tweety Bird recounts the first time her prepubescent husband, Megan Rapinoe, properly penetrated her with a cucumber. Other unknown woke welfare recipients explain how they managed to shave their back hair. Oh, it's captivating television. This historic pregame show aired in prime time on ESPN2. It drew 83,000 viewers. Later Wednesday night, ESPN2 presented two exciting matchups from the Special Olympics. The first featured the defending champs, the Chicago Shitfucks, who wore their championship cock rings to the event. The Shitfucks, they took on the New York questioning Quintons in a high-scoring affair. There was so much cucumber insertion, so many inches being scored. Fans began tossing Preparation H on the dirt floor. The game drew 281,000. I was a bit confused here, so I contacted our resident math expert here on the channel, who is also a proponent of dump diving, Mina Kimes. I needed some help with this math. That number seemed lower than the regular season average. KC, that represents a drop of nearly 100,000 viewers from the regular season. By the way, did you know Deshaun Watson? That's enough, Mina. That's enough. Go back to your cubicle. I'll call you when I need you. Now, there was some good news Wednesday night for lovers of butt bongo. The game, or the event on ESPN, which was a bulldozer race between Phoenix and Las Vegas. Each team, they had piles of trash to load into the trash compactor. Not like in the regular season where they are required to do this by hand, they were allowed to use bulldozers this time. I mean, come on! This is the playoffs. Kathy Engelbert, she is pulling out all the stops to entertain the rodents. And ooh, was this so entertaining. At one point, Las Vegas head coach Becky Hammon, she called a timeout, pulled a player from the game. She had noticed that the bulldozer just stopped moving. Turns out, the player was using the knobs for purposes other than moving trash. ESPN had to blur the image for the viewers at home. That event drew 398,000. Unfortunately, that's where the good news ends for the WNBA. Wednesday night, both dumps were filled to around 72% capacity. Just out of curiosity, I looked up the price for playoff tickets. This coming Tuesday, 48 hours from now, the dump in Chicago is hosting a series-clinching Game 3. These are likely to be the most expensive tickets in the first round of the playoffs. Now, just to give you some perspective, when I bought NBA playoff tickets for Game 3 in New Orleans for the first round of the playoffs, they were $500 each. Now, granted, they were great seats, but you were not getting into the building for less than $100. Dump side seats in Chicago Tuesday night, where you're close enough to count the facial hair of the participants, they're going for $176. You can gain entry for less than $50. Casey, that is not a fair comparison. You're comparing professional basketball to bobbing for Shay Shay's apples. Quit being lazy. Find a better comparison. Okay, skeptic, how about this? I looked up the NWSL team in Chicago. Tickets for a regular season game top out at $225. Ticket prices go strictly off demand. The more demand, the higher the price. Meaning, they cannot give away tickets to the Dump Olympics. Now let's move on to Thursday night, the last set of ratings available at this time. Once again, the ESPN family of networks aired two unique events Thursday. The first was a three-legged race between Dallas and Connecticut. Now this was not your typical three-legged race. WNBA league rules count the cucumber as the third leg for this event. It was a race to see who could insert the entire cucumber the fastest. Connecticut won by a wide margin, 23 inches. The event was broadcast on ESPNU in front of a half-empty arena filled to 49% capacity, also known in the WNBA as a sellout crowd. I would tell you the ratings, but they're not available because it didn't make the top 150 on cable. But Casey, that's because it was broadcast on ESPNU. Yeah. But why was it broadcast on ESPNU? ESPN is supposedly the home of the WNBA. You think they're broadcasting NBA playoff games on ESPNU? What was so important? What took precedence over broadcasting exciting playoff trashketball? Well, ESPN aired the NFL preseason in this time slot, while ESPN2 broadcasted the Little League World Series. Yes, actual prepubescent boys took precedence over wannabe prepubescent boys. ESPN can claim all they want that they're behind the WNBA. We support these men. I mean women. I mean birthing people. We believe in them. At the end of the day, the woke bullshit takes a backseat to business. ESPN's going to air what draws ratings. NFL preseason drew 2.6 million. Little League World Series, 937,000. You would have to combine all four WNBA playoff games to outdraw one game of the Little League World Series. The late game Thursday featured the Washington Woke versus the Seattle Centers. Now you gotta remember, Seattle is the most popular dump in the league. They led the WNBA in attendance. If I remember correctly, the dump in Seattle was averaging over 10,000 virgins a game. This particular event was a facial hair counting contest. Ooh, this shit was so exciting. Nothing beats watching bearded ladies. It was a close contest. Seattle won 86-83. In the final seconds, Sue Bird grabbed a razor, took a swipe at Natasha Cloud. The game was tied at this point, but Sue Bird, she was able to shave 3 hairs off Natasha's face, sealing the victory for Seattle. Only 321,000 people bothered to watch, which represents another significant drop from the regular season average. To make matters worse, the dump in Seattle, which was supposedly drawing 10,000 in the regular season, drew under 9,000 for the playoffs, Another game, less than 50% capacity. You know, I wouldn't take such pleasure in the consistent failure of this league if it wasn't filled with man hating, America hating shit fucks. We had a busy day yesterday. I woke up early yesterday morning to get my video uploaded. We were sitting in the living room waiting on the video to finish uploading to YouTube. Turned on my TV while we were waiting. ESPN happened to be the last channel I was watching the night before. What was on ESPN yesterday around 11 o'clock in the morning? The WNBA Playoffs. Seconds before the game tips off, the arena was damn near empty. When I checked the attendance figures this morning, they're claiming 7,700 people were there. But I'm telling you, there is no fucking way 7,700 people were at that game. You could hear a mouse humping cotton. Now, on a positive note, the 10 or 15 minutes that we watched, I didn't hear any bullshit about Brittany Griner. I managed to make it through the first quarter before we left the house. It was some of the worst television I have ever seen. I tried watching this with an open mind, but it was just so fucking boring. Anyway, let me know what you think. WNBA playoff ratings start with a drastic plunge compared to the regular season. None of the first 4 games sold out, with some filling the dump less than 50% capacity. Do you think ESPN, the WNBA, do you think they inflated ratings for the regular season? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.